Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Simracersworld TV. My name is Chaz Draycott, also known to a lot of you as Chaslington, and we're here for the Simracersworld TCR Series Season 2 and Rounds 3 and 4 of the Championship. The guys are just out in qualifying at the moment, and we're at the wonderful Autodromo Enzo Dino Ferrari, also known as Imola. Welcome everyone to the stream. We're going to have a fantastic night of racing tonight. Really excited for this one, if you can't tell already. And we're just going to take a very quick look right now at this guy who is on our screen in front of us now. Miguel Freitas makes his debut in the series tonight for Team Mad. It's been probably one of the most talked about things this week, and everyone is expecting big things from him. Tight and twisty circuit, though. It's not the easiest of things to do. But I hope you are all looking forward to this as much as I am. Hello, everybody in chat. I'm very good, thank you. Very good indeed. There you go. There's your game volume, boys. I did a little test beforehand and turned it off. Thank you very much, Jack, for pointing that out. Let's give everyone a bit of a wave in chat. Already at 19 viewers ready to go. I have actually turned the game volume up tonight, so we'll hear this wonderful raspy gearbox of the Audi RS3 LMS TCR. Easy for you to say. Look at the graphics of iRacing these days as well. Certainly does look fantastic. Hopefully my bitrate does it justice. So here we are on board with Miguel Freitas, then taking us through a lap of this fantastic circuit. Very difficult to get it right all the way around. I think that says that Miguel's in 100th position, which is an interesting feat in itself, I think. There's not 100 cars in the race, I can guarantee that. But welcome everyone, welcome. I hope you're looking forward to this, because I certainly am. We've got a couple of cars that's showing as 100th position at the moment, it looks like. It's a nice little bug for us to have, isn't it? So there is the beautiful Team Mad car. Qualifying on at the moment, of course. Belgium is here. Well, don't forget, we've got the Spanish there is the Spanish Inquisition taking a couple of guys out. I believe Jay Robertson just got involved with that. I think the other guy that was in there was Craig Jones, maybe. That was the Spanish Inquisition making his entrance to the night. Connor Parisi back again. He was a fantastic driver to watch last week. Really exciting to watch. Just going to try and see whether this works. No. Okay, I did try and update the championship standings beforehand, but it seems like the software doesn't like me. I've always had issues with these championship standings. So what I'll do is manually just run through it for you. And at the top of the standings at the moment, it's not going to come as any surprise to any of you lot. It's Adam McNally for XII Racing. Connor Parisi, who we just saw there, is second in the championship, with fan favourite, definite fan favourite, Lewis Ward in third position, Matthias de Tige fourth, and Andy Hopley in fifth as Carl Collette goes into second place. That's a great bit of driving for Carl there in the Year 1 racing car. Ah, Mr. Jack, I believe, yes, I did think that might have been you. Hello, mate. I'd like to have a chat with you afterwards, if possible, please, buddy. That would make me very happy indeed. If you're around on Discord at all, in the Simracersworld Discord, then please do let me know. Chuck me a message if you want to. And by the way, then, AM category. Carl Jacquelet, who we look at here, is currently leading the championship. Lee Deemer is in second position for XII Racing Orange, and it's Stuart Musselwhite in third place. Lee Woodburn is fourth, and Khan Newen, who said that I was not quite getting his name right last week, is in fifth in that championship. We look now then, it is Khan Newen that got involved earlier in that accident, unfortunately. Stuart Musselwhite goes up to 10th position. Delmont just goes up to 8th place there. Freitas on pole at the moment. Woodhouse goes third. Of course, how could you have this night and not look at Mark Woodhouse? He was so fast last week, and he had a disconnection or an iRacing crash in race 2 that put him out of action, unfortunately. Absolute nightmare for Mark Woodhouse. Real shame as well. He's a proper star in this championship already with the pace that he's got. He's unbelievable. And Miguel Freitas goes even faster. His teammate going top. Lewis Ward goes second. 4/10 off Miguel Freitas though. It's unbelievable pace difference between these guys. Look at the car hopping around on the curbs. Ben Thayens goes up to third, 1:54.0. Nice lap by Ben. He was quite spectacular to watch last week. Hello, you Belgians. Hello. And hello, Andre. Nice to meet you, mate. McNally fan. Well, you'll be happy after last week then. He's currently 11th at the moment. He's got a couple of his teammates behind him on track, hopefully trying to give each other a bit of slipstream. Oh, and around there, who was that? That was the number 215 car. That was Thies van den Berg. You can see, by the way, the classification on the left-hand side. The little squares mean that they are AM if they're blue and Pro if they are green. I am trying to find a button for that, but apparently not. Well, there you go. Pro and AM, they're the fastest times in those categories at the moment, just so you can get a nice little look at the split. That's how it is identified. There are a lot of buttons on this software that I didn't put in here, and I'm trying to figure them out. I'm not on Twitch, unfortunately. I'm not on Twitch at the moment, anyway. Yeah, this has come up as practice in the top left, but this is actually the qualifying session. I'm not quite sure why it's showing as that. What I might just do is quickly reset the software. Just bear with me 2 seconds. It's because I joined in practice and it had a bit of an issue. Updating. But for your information though, Schwartzy, I do my own streams. It's not always as professional as I try to make this, I'm afraid. There you go, it does say qualifying now. We've sorted it out. It is in qualifying mode as well, so you'll see some of the sectors from these guys along the bottom. Let's turn the music off. We'll turn that off then, we'll listen to the sound of the cars. And we can enjoy these fantastic beasts. Vincent Chaussenet just coming across the line, goes up to 10th place. His name will show as Vincent on the left-hand side. Into turn 1 he goes. So much curb here at Imola that you've really got to try and avoid it. It's not easy to do, in all honesty. Not easy at all. And hello there, Chris. The GC Omega is fantastic. Thank you, mate. It really has improved on my consistency. So thank you very much. Rashid Kassim there just behind Vincent Chaussenet and behind him in the standings as well. Snail Racing says, good luck, Andy. Here's Sebastian Denise for WRT Esport, teammate of Vincent Chaussenet. The Meraki lads are starting to flex. Big flex from Andy Hopley. Oh, it's Jake Robertson. He's third now, after setting a nice time there. Miguel Freitas goes faster again, a 1:52.8. Just to show you the gain, sorry, not the gain, the gaps between these guys. He's 3/10 clear, 7/10 clear, and he's 1.1 seconds clear of 6th place at the moment. Is Miguel Freitas. Absolutely flying is this boy. Schwartzy, basically what they do is they split it into 2 categories, mate, just so some of the guys a bit further down the order still have fun, something to race with, basically, something to race for. Just keeps it nice and spicy up and down the grid. You'll see I'll go for an unrealistic camera angle that I don't usually like. Eventually, when I find it. There you go. You'll see the green windscreen banner on cars such as Miguel. And then if we go down the order and look at Carl Jacquelet, you'll see a blue windscreen banner on it. as Hessels goes up to 8th position. Drug test. Drug test for Miguel. Well, he's from Portugal, not Colombia, so I think we'll be alright there. He's just got a mind out for the Spanish Inquisition. Of course, Alex Torres, 9th on the grid as things stand at the moment. In that wonderful livery. Do love that car. Looks very, very tasty indeed. Mark Woodhouse is surprising me at the moment. He's down in 12th place. He's just in front here. But he's got a lot of slipstream as Adam McNally goes up to 5th place. Just in front of him there is the Simracersworld car. I believe a Stuart Musselwhite. And he gets out of the way, and Woodhouse does improve, but goes to 9th. He's only 9th at the moment. He knows he can do better than that. Oh, he's gone deep into turn 1. He's really pushing hard. He's trying his best, gets out of the way of Alex Torres. Nice stuff there from Mark, very aware. Andy Hopley, though, 2nd at the moment for Meraki Racing Team. Is Jochen racing? That's a very good question. I do not see him on the timing tower. After all that as well of getting his name wrong last week, Carl Jacquelet goes up to 18th position. Highest AM at the moment though, Lee Deemer, 11th overall, 1st in class, and you can see on the left-hand side there, he's quite far ahead of anyone else. The next AM down is Jacquelet in 18th position. Gregory Vranks there in 17th. It's such a close field this as well. It's so close all the way up and down the order. Really can't wait to see the next race and the next instalment in this championship. Oh, it's kicking off a little bit there, boys. What's happening there? That was Andy Fox seemingly getting in the way of Adam Delmont. Not quite sure what the full situation was. He seems to have disappeared now as well. Here's Steve Clays. Down the straight he goes. Doesn't look like an improvement. I think he must have made a mistake somewhere on the lap. Either that or it was an out lap. Philip Hopley, 21st at the moment. Ryan Walker rounds out your 20 for Nomad Sim Racing. But championship leader there, McNally, 5th at the moment. Just ahead of Ben Thanes, Connor Parisi. Jeremy Hessels hasn't had much screen time yet tonight. Give him a look. Deemer goes up to 10th now, so he goes even higher up the order. Look at the curb hopping there. Never mind curb hopping, it was more curb jumping from Jeremy Hessels. The races are both 25 minutes tonight, Schwartzy. 2 25-minute races and separate qualifying sessions for both of them as well. Oh, that's very wide there from Hessels. He's going to have a nightmare. Freitas goes, calm down. Calm down, Miguel. Faster again. 3/10 clear now of Andy Hopley, who is then 4/10 clear of Jake Robertson. I'll show you the intervals between each one. It's so close up and down the order. It's ridiculous, man. So close. And just as well, just as a nice little insight into leagues. Now, for anyone that knows iRacing, iRating and safety rating don't really mean much in a league. I mean, they don't mean a lot at all at the moment. A lot of people do these leagues. Edward May, Fury Simsport, goes 3rd fastest. What a great time that is. Edward didn't really make that much of a massive impact last week, but he's done very well here. And I need to put the decal layer on his car at some point, because he's got yellow number boards and a yellow banner at the moment, but I can guarantee he's not in his own class. I will sort that out, don't worry. But what I was going to say is you can look at the iRating and look at the spread. Oh, that's iRating gain. That's useful, isn't it? We don't want that. We don't want that at all. No. No, we don't want that. No. Go away. It's the height of professionalism here. So just bear with me 2 seconds, and I will get a decal layer on Edward May's car, just for you, because I love the lot of you, and I want you to see this as best you can. 335.745 is Edward May, and I've got him in the Pro category. So we need to whack a decal layer on that, and then we'll have to refresh the textures, which is loads of fun. We need to find another one of the Pro drivers, so I know what their number is. This is, I'm literally editing this on air for you, just so you're all aware, just so you know that I'm committed to maybe jeopardising a bit of my professionalism just to get this on the stream. But he will have a decal layer on that car, I'm telling you now. 335745, that's the number. There you go. Right then. Crack on in the sim, there you go. Update the textures, and everyone's cars will go white for a little bit now. He does have a yellow windscreen banner, Marv. That's what I'm sorting out now, mate. Don't you worry, sunshine. Don't you worry. We'll come back to him in a minute. There you go, look. Got a green one. Not a blue one. We want a green one. Sorted. Boosh. Right then. This is Jake Robertson in another white RS3. Really trying hard at the moment. Hello, Kevin. How are you, mate? Good to see you, buddy. Only a couple of minutes of this session left then. We've got Freitas, Hopley, May, Robertson, Lewis Ward, fan favourite, chucking it around. Ben Thayen's in 7th at the moment. Championship leader McNally in 6th. You're going to hear a Windows noise as I save the project file for this. Just bear with me. Ready? There it is. Wonderful. Okay. We should be good now. We should be golden. Absolutely golden. Round 90 top 10 currently is Mark Woodhouse. Lee Deemer is ahead of him at the moment. Say at the moment, is Mark going to improve? Nothing yet. We'll go on board, see what he can manage. Look at that, on the brakes. He's turning right into turn 1. They have these cars set up so the front end is so pointy and the rear is just along for the ride. How does it sound, by the way? Are we getting enough car noise? Can you still hear me over the cars? Do we sound all right? Look at this, the inputs that Mark's trying out here. Jeremy Hessels goes up to 10th place. I am always too noisy. Thanks, mate. Thanks, JJ. Glad to hear it, Jack. Couple of guys on outlaps then as the session's about to come to an end. Lap times here just under 2 minutes for a lot of these guys. Second in Am at the moment, Carl Jacquelet, 20th position. Third is Khan Newen for SCC Racing. And hello there, Ian. I'm hoping it's just as close as last week as well. It's going to be an absolute corker. This track is so narrow. You forget just how narrow this one is. Danny Crows, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, mate. How are you? Got a commitment on the brakes here from Mark, and that in front of him is Miguel Freitas, and I believe Miguel's going to try and help him to get some slipstream down here. Yeah, definitely, Marv. I'm with you on that. We could do with another race just like last week. It was fantastic fun. So Mark Woodhouse crosses the line, goes 6th, 1:53.612. It's a good lap, but he needs to put another one in the books that's even quicker than that then. He's going to be hoping that his teammate can tow him around. Look at the understeer. This Audi front-wheel drive, I think it's 350-ish brake horsepower. You can see the difference in the two Team Mad cars there. White highlights on Mark Woodhouse's car. Yellow for Miguel Freitas, as he is obviously their resident Iberian. As you can see off there, he's just addicted to the sand. Thinks he's on holiday again. So Mark Woodhouse going around there. I'm very impressed by Edward May, you know. He won't mind me saying that he wasn't really... Oh, no, that's Scott Malcolm in front making a mistake. Puts Edward's lap down the pan, and that's going to be the end of that. He's not going to get another chance there, but he won't mind me saying that he wasn't that competitive last week, to be honest. He wasn't setting the timing screens on fire. Rashid Kasim's quite far down the order from what I expected. He's in 16th, with Delmont just ahead in the beautiful, beautiful V-Racer car. Absolutely stunning livery, to be honest. And he does some great screenshots as well. True commentator, mate. True commentator. That's what you've got to do. So let's see who's near the end of a lap then. I believe Connor Parisi is just coming into the final corner. Steve Clays goes into 14th. Connor Parisi is 9th at the moment, but he does not want to stand for that. He wants to get further up there. He's hugging the inside. Not sure whether that would drop him some speed or gain him some time. Can never be too sure. Oh, Parisi goes third, 1:53.4. Fantastic lap from Conor Parisi. Here's Matthias de Tige for Simracersworld Esports TCR. I think there's a couple of guys a bit closer to the end of their lap, to be honest. Scott Malcolm just finishing his, though. Stuart Musselwhite goes through, 29th at the moment, up to 22nd. Nice improvement there from Stuart. Thies Vandenberg having a bit of a nightmare there by the look of it. He's pulled over to the side. And here is de Tige just coming through behind him then. And Jochen is not in the session, no. Can't see him anywhere on the timing tower, and that looks like de Tige is not too chuffed with his lap then. So, for the first time this evening, we should, I say should because, honestly, I swear that some of this software hates me sometimes. There is Matthias with his helmet out, you could say. I'm just waiting for something to tick over in the session. I don't think there's any cars out. It seems to still think Matthias is on track, I think. From what I can see, anyway. It is just finishing the session now. And then we'll have the grid for round 3 of the Simracersworld TCR series. 33 people watching at the moment, thank you. 35 it's just hopped up to. Thank you very much everyone for popping along, and please do make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you get the notifications for future videos. Miguel Freitas then takes pole position for this one, ahead of Andrew Hopley, Conor Parisi and Edward May. Jake Robertson and Adam McNally, championship leader, make up row 3. Then it's Mark Woodhouse, Lewis Ward, Ben Thayens, Lee Deemer rounding out the top 10, the top AM driver there. Jeremy Hessels in 11th with Alex Torres in 12th position. Vincent Chaussenet 13th with Steve Clays 14th, ahead of de Tige, Delmont, Kasim, Denise, Scott Malcolm and Gregory Franks, rounding out your top 20. You can just see the rest of them there. Just scrolling through. Ryan Walker down in 26th place. Thies Vandenberg 30th. Andrew Payne in 31st. But Miguel Freitas is going to be the one with it all to do tonight. Making his debut in the series, of course, this evening. Wasn't around for last week. As the cars take to the grid then. Only a couple more ready to go. So place your bets, guys. Are we going to see Miguel Freitas take a win on his first attempt, or is Andrew Hopley just alongside him there on the front row going to stop him? Can Parisi put in a good performance like last week? Can Edward May surprise everyone? Or can Adam McNally come through? Or even Jake Robertson as well. Jake's had a lot of pace and not much luck. And then even behind that, you've got to look at Woodhouse, Ward, Thayens, they're all fast. Lee Deemer, he's surely on for a win in the AM category. It's all about to get very, very exciting. But any moment now then, we will let the music shut up. And here we go then. So, round 3 of the Simracersworld TCR series is away. Plenty of wheel spin off the line. Looks like Freitas got a good start. Jake Robertson launched it quite well off the line. He's gone through the middle. He's given Edward May a bit of a bang in the door. Freitas leads him down to turn 1 a bit further down. It's almost 3 wide up here. Vincent Chaussenet in the middle of that as well. Doesn't look like any contact as yet. We'll keep looking down the order. It's looking very tasty at the moment. But out front though, Miguel Freitas has pulled a hell of a lead on Hopley. It looks like, who is that in the middle? That is Lewis Ward. Mark Woodhouse coming to strife just behind these boys. It's 3 wide. Lee Deemer, he's involved. Just in front of him is Jeremy Hessels, hopping over the curbs. Behind is Vincent Chaussenet, making a tiny bit of contact. Doesn't quite get involved. Alex Torres there, sending it down the inside of Ben Thayens, who is pushed out wide. Jake Robertson is just side by side with championship leader Adam McNally as they go up the hill. Very lively first lap. It looks like we've got someone off the road a bit further down. Dean Timms is in a bit of a scrap here as well. He's got a couple of cars around him. Musselwhite and Franks just in front. Some great battles going on though. Oh, it looks like Andrew Payne has dropped down. No, he's still there. Andy Fox is dropping down the order. I think he's had an internet issue. But it's Freitas very much in control at the moment. Oh, Andrew Hopley, you got way too much curb there, sunshine. There's a couple of them hopping around. Jake Robertson, has he got to slow down? He has. Oh, he's going to drop places like nothing I've seen. Wow, Jeremy Hessel's getting very close as he goes through there. Vincent Charsonnet and Matthias de Tige. Oh, Charsonnet's got an issue, I think. I think he had a slow down. Or has he? Wow, they're all trying to get out of the way. On the brakes, Charsonnet into the back of de Tige. Jake into the back of de Tige. And Matthias goes straight on. He did gain a couple of places on the earlier part of the lap. Rashid Kassim goes past him as well there. End of lap 1 then. Miguel Freitas leads the way from Hopley. May. McNally is up to 4th position already. But he's got Conor Parisi behind him. We've got the gearbox camera. There is Parisi. To the brakes they go. You can hear the pops and bangs on the overrun. Absolutely love that. Lewis Ward there just sent it down the inside of Mark Woodhouse. Mark's going to get sick of these yellow and blue cars around him. He's got the Spanish Inquisition. Alex Torres just behind him. And on his rear end is Jeremy Hessels. This is a great scrap between these boys. These all in the pro category, of course. Lee Deemer is just behind them. He's the highest placed AM driver at the moment in 10th. Looks like a couple of cars off. Jay Robertson's got another slowdown. This is Scott Malcolm now with Ben Thayens around the outside. Ben's trying to recover from his earlier little run wide. Oh, Scott doesn't give him any room. Ben comes back on. We see the same incident twice there. Who was the other car involved? Was that Carl Jacquelet? It was. Carl Jacquelet and Jake Robertson. Oh, that was an absolute nightmare for him. Let's have a look. So Jake has his slowdown. Scott and Ben go through. Wow, Ben nearly hits the side of him. Jake comes out of the corner, he's on the right. Oh, Carl just gradually comes over. It's the same incident twice. The car on the inside didn't leave enough room. And that's that. It's very close here between Delmont and Thayens now. This is for 14th and 15th. Looking at the gains at the moment, who has gained the most places then? It's looking like Rashid Kassim's gained 5. Dean Timms has gained 6. He's on a good run at the moment, is Dean. Ben looking very racy, gets Delmont down the inside on the brakes. He's gone a bit deep though. Delmont gets the cutback. Nicely read there by Adam Delmont. Kept his head, kept his cool. As Alex Torres is going a bit slow out of there. Has he got a slow down or maybe just a bad run? Hopley does the fastest lap of the race. Oh, Torres has got a real issue. Not a clue what's happened there. Really not a clue. All the car names are going red on the side because that means that they're a lap ahead in the software. Not quite sure why it's doing that. But there's your race leader, and Hopley is going right with him. McNally is now ahead of Conor Parisi. Deemer here, just chasing down Edward May. Edward's dropped 4 places at the moment, down into 8th position. We've got 40 people watching at the moment. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for popping along. Here's a good battle in the midfield. Stuart Musselwhite. He's got Sebastian Denise in front of him. Dean Timms just behind. Dean is going to be piling the pressure on up the hill in the Brett-Tech SimSport car. Oh, Dean really piling the pressure on, getting very close. That's what the front of an RS3 looks like in detail if you wanted to know. But Dean compromises his line. Wow, very, very close around that section of the circuit. A bit further up, Parisi and Woodhouse are apparently close together. Do you mean faults by me there, Benny? Not quite sure I get what you mean there, buddy. But yeah, that Audi does sound very, very tasty, doesn't it? Just in front of these guys is Lewis Ward. He's in 4th place at the moment, gained 4 positions from the start. I'm glad that the car sounds are improved. Andy did ask me to up them, and we've done it just a little bit, just so you can make sure that you can still hear me when there's a pack of cars around. Hoping that still works. Here's Jeremy Hessels, who we're going to go on board with. Now to our right is another car, and then it's Mark Woodhouse on the outside. Jeremy's down the inside on the brakes. Mark's there somewhere. There he is. nearly a bit of contact, maybe a little tiny kiss on the exit. But Jeremy goes through, but it seems like Woodhouse really doesn't have the pace here at the moment. He's got Edward May right up his chuff at the moment as well. On the brakes, Edward May, oh, nearly making contact. He does a great job to get out of that, though. Very well done. Look at the run he's got on the exit of Villeneuve as well. He's going to try and go round the outside now onto the brakes. Wow, he really carries the speed. Oh, he's just washed out wide, though. And Mark stays in front behind them. AM category leader as well, still. Lee Deemer. He's doing a cracking job, is Lee. Don't forget, as well, green stripes on the left-hand side are the pro cars. Blue are the AM. Second in AM, and a bit further down from this, is the likes of Dean Timms. He has Musselwhite and Jack Alette behind him. These guys fighting for AM honours as well. This is an AM podium. We'll go back on board with the gearbox just because I love the sound. Listen to it. Always Jack Alette down the inside of Musselwhite. Musselwhite takes evasive action. Dean Timms gets away a bit. It looks like they've got a good scrap going on there. We've got a nice view of it. I suppose they're a little bit in the distance. Jack Alette later on the brakes. Is that Ryan Walker getting involved as well? Through the chicane. Oh, love the sound of this car, man. Now we've turned it up a bit as well. I'm hoping you're enjoying it too. We need to find an emoji for it. We need some sort of emojis in chat. Any emojis that you can spam in chat, just do it for the sound of the Audi. Sounds great. Miguel Freitas, fastest lap of the race, a 1:53.0. What a brilliant time that is. He is absolutely flying. To be fair, you're right, Deemer is flying for an AM, but he wasn't very dominant last week in it. It just does depend on the track. There we go, there's some tasty emojis for the sound of the Audi RS3 LMS. Love it, guys. Andy Hopley, though, you've got to give him credit here. He's putting up a great fight to chase after Miguel Freitas. He's got almost 5 seconds back to Adam McNally. It's just very controlled drive at the moment by Andy. He's been known as the king of saving tyres. Look at the smooth inputs. Wow, I say that. A bit of oversteer on the way into, I believe it's called Aqua Minerale. I don't really know if that's a joke or not. But yeah, Princess Andy, as he is known in the league now, is doing very, very well. Look at this chicane as well. Absolute nightmare of curbs, but this car soaks it up well. If you run too wide there, you actually get a slowdown penalty as well, so you need to be very careful. It's kicking off in the midfield. Here is Delmont chasing down Kasim with Ben Thayens behind. Sorry, in front. No, Ben Thayens is behind. They're all running a bit wide out of there, all giving it everything. Just ahead of these guys is Detige and then Vincent Chaussenet. That was commentator's curse indeed. That's the power that I have, you see, Ian. I could just turn to somebody and just go, oh, let's look at, I don't know, Jake Robertson, he's doing well. But Jake's on his own, so he's not going to get involved in an incident. He's a very consistent driver. It's just that incident earlier took him out, unfortunately. With that very, very pretty Apex Racing Team livery with the chrome blue sections. Certainly looks the part. Fourth in AM at the moment is Stuart Musselwhite, and he is under pressure from, actually, sorry, that was Ryan Walker that he's fighting with. Ryan Walker is in the pro category. So I think Ryan going through. There's a good scrap still going on though with McNally and these guys behind him. Look at that. McNally, Ward, Parisi, Hessels, Woodhouse, little gap back to May, and then Deemer is watching it all unfold in front of him. And we're only, well, not even halfway through the race yet. So plenty of time for these tyres to go off. Plenty of these guys can make moves in that time as well. But it's certainly a good race so far. Imola has definitely provided. I'm not sure we're going to see the sort of finish that we had last week at Brands Hatch, because my God, what a fantastic race that was. I'm sure everyone in the chat will agree as well. It was an incredible final 5-10 minutes. Go back to this battle between Detige, Kasim and Vincent. Of course with Thayens in there as well. This is developing into a couple of different trains of cars now. This is the part of the race where the guys sort of just settle it down a little bit. They realise who they're racing against, who they've got around them, and they just follow. Just follow the car in front, do what you can, and try and maybe make a move where possible. Detige looks like he's closing now onto Vincent Chaussenet. He's going to be hoping for a good run onto the straight. He goes wide, takes a late apex, tries to carry the speed. Andy Hopley does the fastest lap of the race, a 1:53.078. Now look at the effects of the slipstream, if I can get my words out. Detige getting a nice big old hole in the air punched for him there. He's trying to figure out which side to go. Vincent Chaussenet puts the car exactly where he should into turn 1. Side by side behind them as well is Kasim and Thayens. Thayens gets it done around the outside of turn 1, becomes the inside of turn 2, and he is ahead by turn 3. Detige getting it done as well, nice work. And now Adam Delmont in the picture as well. Delmont goes through. So Kasim losing 2 places in one go. And the XI Energy iRacing car goes up into, I can't believe this is a battle for 13th place, man. It's crazy. These guys are all so fast. It's such a great top 10 that we've got as well. Edward May's not having the best race. He's dropped down 4 positions at the moment, but he's still in 8th position. It's plenty of championship points just in front of him. Woodhouse all over the back of Jeremy Hessels. The raspy little things, aren't they, these? There's the exhaust of Hessel's car. Mark, really, well, there's the under tray and the inside if you wanted to have a look at the roll cage joints and bolts inside it. Look at how much it bounces around. Trying to get on the exit of the corner as best you can. Andrew Payne has just popped to the top of the standings because he's gone to the pits. He must have had some sort of issue there. Let's have a little look. Is he going to tap the grass on the brakes? No, not quite sure what's happened. Oh, it goes around on him. He's clearly not happy about that either. Yep, pops it back to the pits. But here is your race leader then, Miguel Freitas. I've raced with Miguel in quite a couple of different leagues and series, and he's a very talented guy. We've had some awesome battles as well. We had one notably around Sebring together, side by side in the GT3 cars. I think we spent the last half of the lap side by side, and I pipped him over the line by a couple of thousandths. But yeah, he's a very, very accomplished racer. But Andy Hopley, you know, he's not fading away here. The gap is under a second now. It's 7 tenths. And I reckon he's catching, you know. Yeah, you're right. Steve Clays has dropped down to 31st place. I'm sorry for missing that. Here it is. Looks like he was a bit further down the order already. Oh, the back end gets away from him. Oh, it really goes around. That's the thing, you see. The rear end of these cars is just along for the ride. He's had a nightmare because he was already down there by the time that had happened, so not quite sure. McNally's coming under pressure from Lewis Ward now as well. The fan club can rejoice. The Lewis Ward fan club all over the back. Oh no, it'd be better if we go on board with Lewis. There is McNally ahead then in the XI iRacing car. Championship leader, of course. A very apt number to have on his car as well, number 11. It's 2 number 1s because he's finished in position 1 twice so far this season. Race 1, position 1. Race 2, position 1, I suppose. Now Lewis just needs to try and keep the car under control around here. He's not got a very good exit there. He's mucked that up, but he's not lost too much time. He's got Parisi behind him. And Jeremy Hessels is having a great drive so far. He's gained 5 positions up into 6th place. He'll be very happy with that. Yeah, I've heard that it's not Steve's favourite car. 42 people watching. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to the show. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. Got some fantastic action going on at the moment. 10 minutes of this race still to go. It's fantastic. Absolutely loving it. I am Chaz Draycott, known to a lot of you as Chaslington. If you do want to check out any of my other stuff, I'm on YouTube, Twitter even, Instagram, Facebook, all over the place. Unfortunately, there's no escape. There's no escape there for Hessels. Woodhouse carries a lot of speed off the circuit as well, just in front. Lewis Ward coming under pressure from Conor Parisi now. I'm kind of thinking that Lewis has pushed the car a bit too much, trying to catch up to Adam McNally. There's a bit of movement further down the order. Delmont, Kasim and Vranks. Kasim tries to hold it round the outside. Oh, Sebastian Denise is off the circuit. Who's that? Oh, Newen's off as well. Newen is off the circuit. Something's gone on there for him. Let's have a check. I think something might have gone on just ahead of this as well. Let's just quickly go on board. Look at the amount of lock he's putting on there. He's going to be ripping them front tyres to shreds. Oh, it looks like Denise has already gone off in a separate incident, yeah, and he just loses the back end and goes around. Oh, Thies Vandenberg has crashed, apparently. This is not going to go down well with his fans of Dynamics. Is he going to lose it in the same place as well? You can see Khan Newen just doing his little pirouette ahead of him there. Is he going to do the same? He does, yeah. The back end just getting loose on these cars, you know. As the race goes on, as Freitas does the fastest lap of the race then, 53.03. Hopley did a 53.08 last time round, so only 0.05 of a second between these guys, and that is the gap. That is the gap, it's tiny. That's the gap from previous laps. It doesn't seem to want to show all of it. Look how quickly these cars accelerate. That is in kilometres an hour, of course. I'm not quite sure what you mean, Marv. It could be any of them, to be fair, buddy. Oh, someone's going down the order. That's Torres has gone past Musselwhite. Torres and Walker having a bit of a scrap there. Walker is in the AM category as well, actually. That is something else that I need to update. You'll see his little strip go blue any second. Boop, there you go. Oh, down the inside though, Ryan Walker. I thought he's defending the inside line, one or the other. Make your mind up. Jeremy Hessels and Edward May are closer together. A little bit further up the order, Jeremy. Oh, that was Edward, sorry. Edward just got the rear wheels on the grass. And that's AM class leader Lee Deemer trying to get round him. Edward doesn't realise he's still there. Luckily, the next AM car down is 18th. And Lee doesn't really move too far away from all of that. He still carries on as the AM class leader then. McNally and Ward still quite close together. No worries, Kevin. Thanks for popping in, mate. Thank you very much. This is a very interesting battle developing here. We'll go back on board with Lewis Ward. We were doing it before. He did lose a bit of time to McNally, but now he's gained it back again, and this is for the final podium spot. It'd be 2 Meraki racing cars on the podium if Lewis can pull this off. Look at the rear end, really trying to break away. Oh, McNally, what a save! What a save. It bounced over the curbs and tried to kill him, but... whoa. What an absolutely awesome save that was by Adam McNally. Fair play. Fair play, son. But it doesn't help his case. Lewis Ward still piling the pressure on. Go back to my favourite camera just so you can listen. You can see a couple of the fly spatters at the front of the car as well. They do get mucky over the course of a race, which is something I love. The gap to Freitas from Hopley has opened up a bit as well. You can see the shadows can't quite make their minds up in the grill there. But look at the pressure that Lewis Ward is putting Adam McNally under here. That's a very menacing looking Audi. Oh, Steve's disconnected. That's absolutely gutting, mate. Sorry to hear it. Indeed, thank you. Front wheel drive, says McNally. Lewis closing on the brakes. He's doing so well. Also close together further down the order is still Edward May behind Lee Deemer. He's not really mounting an attack on him. Stuart Musselwhite's gone to second in AM, by the way. This is for second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth in AM category, and seventh. Oh no, sorry, some of those guys are a little bit further down. These four, second, third, fourth and fifth in AM. while Lee Deemer is off in the distance. But the gap between the front two, also, it looks like Edward May might go past Deemer here. I did say Deemer was off in the distance, but I'll tell you what, he doesn't want to get involved in this because he could involve himself in an accident and, you know, he'll just drop down the order then. Just behind him is Matthias de Tige trying to push on. It'd be in Lee's best interest to just stay out of this, not get too involved. 21 minutes in at the moment. The gap between McNally and Ward is closing again. Parisi's going to be watching this, hoping something happens. Lewis Ward is doing a great job of following him. McNally's doing a great job of holding his own. He's practically pushing him down the hill. He's just trying to force McNally into an error. That was a lot of curb on the inside. That could have been a slowdown. Oh, it looks like the gap between the top two has opened up quite a lot, you know. Andy Hopley's been off track. Apparently, we did see the back end step out as he got to the bottom of the hill earlier. I hope it's not done it again for him. That's a brilliant picture, by the way, Andy. Oh, he just gets a wheel on the grass there, look. Oh, that's the end of his charge. Surely, end of his charge for the lead. That's a real shame. Andy doing a cracking job so far in this race. Vincent Chastanet here on the back of Gregory Vranks. Delmont and Kassim have just swapped places. Looks like Delmont's got a slowdown penalty. Here is the battle we just had a quick glance at. Vincent Chastanet chasing down Gregory Vranks, putting him under all sorts of pressure. Oh, was Lewis Ward, by the way. And Conor Parisi, they're side by side now. So Parisi's got in on this. Looks like Ward's gone late on the brakes. Wow, that's a big curb hop. Them sleeping policeman curbs on the inside are not forgiving. But what a great race we've got in our hands now. Some fantastic battles developing towards the end. Conor Parisi there for Jim Beaver Esports. I'm not going to ask. Lewis Ward just settling the car down through Villeneuve. I think Parisi had a bit of a moment there. Behind them, Mark Woodhouse in 6th place. He's just holding station. But he's not really been setting the world alight, like I said before in this race, as Mark Woodhouse. Oh, I do apologise. We lost something for a second there. That was a weird little glitch, wasn't it? I am sorry. Lee Deemer and de Tige still close together with Edward May. Lee's really getting stuck in this fight, you know. He's not calming down. We've got just under a minute of the race to go. And your race leader still out front is the fantastic Miguel Freitas. Rashid Kassim's had an issue somewhere. Oh, wow. Adam Delmont having an issue as well, going off the road behind him. Not quite sure what caused that. I think Adam must have just gone off on his own there. He is on his own, so we'll just leave that as a conclusion. The closest cars on track, though, are at the moment these three. Now, this is the fight for the last podium spot. We'll look at McNally and then go to the gearbox cam. Here is the slipstream effect coming at you. That's very true, Stephen. He doesn't care about the class of the guys around him. As Lewis Ward tries to go around the outside, if he can get this done, then fair play. He backs out. Parisi almost into the back of Lewis there. This will be the final lap of the race. So this is the last chance for Lewis to get something done, and he is really going to put McNally under a lot of pressure now. Mark Woodhouse is going to be hoping something happens in front of him, because he can pick up the pieces. I apologise for that little glitch before. I wanted to check that the videos were still working for the adverts very quickly, but it seemed to start playing them already, which is loads of fun. Let's just have a look at Parisi, because he's right in the middle of this. Now he's trying to put Ward under pressure. That's what McNally wants. He wants Lewis Ward to be put under all sorts of pressure as a distraction. I think Parisi reckons that he can take him on here and get a 3rd place out of this. Not quite sure what's happened with Lee Deemer. His number seems to have dropped down the order. Somehow Edward May is there in 8th position. But here is the scrap. Further up the road though, look at where Miguel Freitas is. Miguel has been absolutely dominant in this one. Oh, Parisi has made a mess of it. Oh, they've all made a mess of it. Oh, I'm not sure what happened there. That was such a bad time to cut away, Chaz. That's poor. Anyway, out the final corner on his debut in the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, clap emojis in chat, please, for Miguel Freitas. Fantastic drive. Absolutely fantastic drive. Andy Hopley comes home second. What an awesome result for him. Adam McNally is going to come home third. Parisi and Ward together to the line. Ward putting him under all sorts of pressure. Woodhouse went off the track towards the end. We need to see what happened there because that was absolute chaos. Hessels comes home 7th. Edward May 8th. Lee Deemer wins the AM category in 9th. What a fantastic drive. Fantastic drive. Very well done to Lee. Who's going to get 2nd place in AM then? It's looking like it's going to be Stuart Musselwhite. Jake Robertson actually put in a really good drive to come back up to 15th place in the end after his incident. Musselwhite's going to take 2nd in the AM category. And just behind him there in the Meraki racing car, Philip Hopley takes a podium in class. Very well done to Philip. He's going to be over the moon with that. He had a bit of a tough time in the first round. But what an awesome, awesome drive by Miguel Freitas. Led start to finish. Andy Hopley, though, you've got to give him credit too. He put on a hell of a chase. If it weren't for that mistake, I'd like to think that he would have been very close towards the end. But we do have to have a look at what went on with these boys. That's apparently Adam Delmont going off track, but on his own. So something happened between some of these guys just before this. I need to try and get it to go a bit further back than that. Because that's not what we want, is it, eh? It's not what we want. Oh, so Mark just outbroke himself towards the end. Okay, so here we go. This will show us what happened. So they're going up the hill. McNally's got a fine run through there. I think something's going to happen between Parisi and Ward here. So Parisi goes on the outside. Oh, there's a tiny tap. The wheels lock together. Ward loses it. Parisi, to be fair, gets away with it. Loses a place to Mark. I think Lewis would have got a slowdown penalty for that. And then Mark is in front of Connor. Oh, and Connor just gives him a tap. I didn't think there was contact in the first time I saw it, but yeah, Mark definitely got some help. And Lewis tried to beat Connor to the line. Connor there, the cause of 2 pieces of contact. Can't be sure that the other guys will be too happy with him over that one. But for the first time tonight, it gives me great pleasure to bring you the results of Race 1 in the Simracersworld TCR series. Just give it a second. It should show, eventually. Here we go then. Miguel Freitas takes the race win from Andrew Hopley, and Adam McNally rounds out the podium. Not a bad run of form so far for him. Connor Parisi finishes in 4th with Lewis Ward in 5th ahead of Mark Woodhouse. Jeremy Hessels, nice underperformance? Not at all. Under the radar performance from Jeremy Hessels there. Edward May finishes in 8th. Lee Deemer wins the AM category in 9th, and he's the only AM driver in the top 18. Matthias de Tige rounds out the top 10. He's the top Belgian in that one ahead of Ben Thanes. Vincent Charcenet in 12th with Gregory Franks in 13th with Rashid Kassim in 14th position. Jay Robertson, as I said, recovered to 15th with Adam Delmont in 16th place, followed by Alex Torres, the Spanish Inquisition himself, and Sebastian Denise in 18th. Stuart Musselwhite 19th ahead of Philip Hopley rounding out the top 20. Liam Silkstone, we didn't see much of him in that one. We're going to try and catch up with him after the second race. And we've got Ryan Walker 22nd with Carn Newen in 23rd. Carl Jacquelet 24th with Dean Timms in 25th place. Scott Malcolm finished 26th ahead of Andy Fox and Dave Cyrus for Excite Iris in orange. Thies Vandenberg was a lap down. Steve Clay 6 laps down. And Andrew Payne did not finish the race. So that was race 1 of the evening. And what we're going to do now is just go to a couple of videos as a little advert break. and we will be back with you in about not even 5 minutes time. And I'm going to shut the music up, and we'll catch you in a few. Do not go away.
Wildcat in the jungle with dangerous claws. Movement she anticipates a sight set on her prey. Like stars in the darkest night, crystallize, fascinate. If you wanna stay alive, if you don't wanna be her prey, don't stand in her way. Run, run, run away. Crystallize, 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 watching her prey. Crystallize, crystallize.
Apologies for the little dropout in the video there. Not quite sure what happened with one of them, but just give me a few more minutes and we'll be back in for race 2. You'll just have a wonderful slideshow of some of the screenshots we've done so far from one of the rounds of Season 1. But we'll be back in just a few minutes. So don't go away. We're going to have another belting 25-minute race very soon. Also, enjoy this song because it's got a very, very good drop. Like, very good drop. Ready? So in just a minute or so, we'll have the second qualifying session of the evening for you for race 2. Place your bets in chat who's going to put it on pole. Of course, Miguel Freitas has been rapid tonight, but don't forget Andy Hopley put in some of the fastest laps of the race in that one. So it's going to be very, very exciting to see whether Andy can get up there and potentially get his first win of the season, or is someone like Mark Woodhouse going to surprise everybody and pip in a good time? Maybe even Conor Parisi, maybe even Jake Robertson. Be back with you in a minute and we'll see what happens. Oh, there's the wonderful sound of when the session kicks in. I'm sure you're all familiar with that one, aren't you? Hey, we've all heard that one before. So, here we go then. We're going to go live. Make sure that we're looking at actual cars on track. And we're ready for the second session of the evening. What they're doing at the moment is they're just doing their practice laps for race 2. You can see there's 23 degrees Celsius, 62% humidity. So it's going to be quite humid out there, quite hot and sweaty. But not long now and they will be ready to go. So our race 1 winner then. Just trying to find him in the timing tower. It doesn't look like he's on track at the moment. Oh, he is. There he is. Miguel Freitas, the man himself. Just bear with me. Sorry about this, the software doesn't seem to like me at the moment, it's not changing. Oh, Miguel's gone straight on there, that's not the prime line round there. There's Dave Cyrus. There you go, guys. There you go. Apologies for that. This is Dave Cyrus for Excite Iris and Orange. Matthias Detige goes fastest in practice. Andrew Payne is third at the moment for SCC Racing in the number 10 car. There is Miguel Freitas, race 1 winner. Of course, only a couple of seconds left and we'll have our second qualifying session of the night. We have 28 viewers with us at the moment. Hello everybody. Thank you very much for popping along. Do not forget to click the subscribe button and the little bell icon to make sure you're notified for future streams, future videos on Simracersworld TV. This series and this broadcast is only the start, trust me. I am Chaz Draycott, I'm your host tonight. Single-handedly doing these broadcasts and very happy to do so. Really enjoying myself in the comms box. And just for anyone that is interested, if you do go on to Instagram at any point, what I'll do for you right now, just while these guys get themselves out on practice, if you go to Instagram and it's just Chaslington, as you see here, I'll put it in the chat for you. Do not worry. Do not fret, everybody. Just like that. I'll give you a nice little overview of all the information I see when I'm doing these broadcasts. And it will be live on my story for you to go and look at. Anyway, let's get back to this, shall we? And let's look at some cars. Or shall we listen to some cars? Let's go on the gearbox camera. Where else would you want to be? On board with Lewis Ward at the moment then. And we're going to shut the music up because we need to just hear the music of 4 cylinders and a turbo. Oh, right. Apparently this content is created for children. Andy! Someone ring Andy when he's done racing, let him know. We'll sort it out, don't worry. Well, hopefully we get some subscribers out of the evening. Oh, nice little sideways moment for Lewis Ward there. So chat, what do we reckon for race 2 tonight then? Who are we going to see up there? Who's going to get a win? Let's have a look at Liam Silkstone. We didn't really see much of Liam in the first race. Oh, listen to the pops and bangs. Love it. Now, I've seen TCR cars racing at Imola, and not Imola, sorry, Monza, and they do bang and pop a hell of a lot on gear changes. It's fantastic. They are very, very loud bits of kit. Looks like Liam's really trying at the moment. These guys will give it everything in qualifying. Only a 10-minute session. Top of there at the moment is Vincent Chassonnet, who's just flown under the bridge camera. 2:11.1. They were doing 2:03s. Sorry, 1:53s before. So those times are going to fall. Carl Jacquelette there in the Year 1 racing car. I like that. I like that comment. General and Pro standings after round 3. McNally still leading the championship ahead of Parisi and Ward. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Can Mark Woodhouse do anything more in this session? Can he do anything more? What do we reckon? Will he unlock some pace for this second one? Oh, that was actually the facts. Sorry, Dupanton. I do apologise. I thought that was your guess for the championship after this. McNally still leading then. Parisi, Ward. Ward and Hopley, so they're even on P3. Deemer is championship leader. Jacquelette Musselwhite. Miraki lead the championship in the teams. Excite second. Simracersworld in third. Here's Khan Newen for SCC Racing. The number 201 car. He's going to be hoping to get a bit more luck in this one after losing it and going off in race 1. Pop a bit of the music back on just for just as a bit of background while qualifying's on, shall we? Steve Clays goes up to 5th place. He had a bit of a nightmare in race 1, having a disconnection. It's a great looking track as well as Imola. Really, really do love the place. It's a very technical circuit. It's not easy to string a lap together. Mark Woodhouse goes 3rd, so he's making some progress. We're looking right now at Jeremy Hessels with Miguel Freitas just in front of him. In the background, looks like Andy Fox having a bit of a nightmare. Andy Hopley, top at the moment though for Meraki Racing. I said he might do it. It's been a great night so far, great first race. Hoping that we'll have just the same for race 2. Here's Connor Parisi, he is 8th at the moment. For Jim Beaver Esports. You can just see the elevation changes all over the circuit. Oh, that was one of the Team Mad cars off. That was Miguel Freitas off the circuit. He's staying well out of the way on the grass there. Gregory Franks is now leading the I Can't Say This Guy's Name trophy. Freitas there on a very slow lap. I believe this will be an outlap. Lee Deemer, of course, won the AM category in race 1. Lewis Ward to the top. Let the fanboys rejoice. Let the fanboys rejoice. Let's get some claps in chat for Lewis Ward for putting it pole. At the moment, anyway. Oh, Hopley's already done it by the time I put the claps in chat. It's a Meraki Racing 1-2. Jake Robertson, 3rd. Franks in 4th. Gregory doing a great job there. Go on, son. Jacqueline goes up to 8th overall. He leads the AM category then at the moment, but we've not seen a lap time from Lee Deema yet. What can he manage? Lee Deema currently 23rd at the moment. Oh, bit of a blink in and out there. That'll be on me. My bad. Sinag Coke Can. Sinag Coke Can. Sinag Can of 7-Up trophy. No, it's a great thing to have a trophy named after you. Of course, that is this season for the guys that gain the most places in a race as well. Over the course of the season, all the scores get added up after every single race. So whoever's gained the most by the end of the season will win that trophy. So there is always something to fight for, which is good. Mark Woodhouse currently 8th at the moment. Walker goes 9th to go 2nd in the AM category. He's going very, very wide around there. I'm just going to check something on his car. Yeah, he's definitely got a blue windscreen banner. I thought it was a green one for a second. As Matthias de Tige goes 4th. Great time. Andy Hopley improves again, a 1:53.548. Lovely time by Andy Hopley. He'll be very pleased with that one. Very, very pleased indeed. A couple of guys improving. Ben Thayens goes 2nd, Robertson 3rd, so Ward is down to 4th. Parisi goes 8th. Carl Jacqueline goes up to 10th. Silkstone is 2nd in the AM category at the moment, ahead of Ryan Walker. And Mark Woodhouse, ladies and gentlemen, put ye hands together. Mark Woodhouse goes pole. There it is. How long will that last? But I told you he's going to unlock some pace for this second one, and he has done just that. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant. And he's only got a minute of the session left. Ben Thayens 3rd as well, though. He'll be very pleased with that. But this is what I mean. Any one of these sort of top 10, 15 drivers, they're all so quick. It's just, honestly, you may as well just get all of their names, put them on a bit of paper, and just chuck them in the air. And whatever order they land on the floor in, that's going to be the grid, because it is so close. Freitas back to front challenge. Well, hopefully that doesn't mean that he's going to spin the car, but he is currently 26th at the moment. And now this is the point where I'm going to shut the music up, because we're getting serious now. We're getting serious, everybody. We might have to go into... No, I'm not going to say it, actually. But Miguel really needs to get a move on now. Car's off in front of him. That could have been a bit of a scary rejoin. He's 27th at the moment in the number 2 car. Yeah, it looks like he hasn't managed to get a lap in. He better hope that this one counts, and he better hope it's a good one. May has gone 6th. Sounds like he's hanging it out on the rev limiter. Just in front of him there is his teammate. Current pole sitter is Lewis Ward. Lewis Ward goes to the top. Beating Mark Woodhouse at the death. Can Freitas or Woodhouse do anything about it? Here they go. Woodhouse can't. Freitas does it. Miguel Freitas, 53.3. Goes top of the standings. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. He does it when it matters most. And there is your pole sitter, surely. Surely that's written in fact now. Adam McNally's coming to the line though, I tell you. Don't discount him. But Miguel Freitas, wow. Does it when it matters. Sorry if that was a bit loud from me. I do apologise. McNally 13th, championship leader, down in 13th place. Couldn't get anything else on there. But wow, Miguel Freitas, lad. 4. That's how you get it done in the dying moments, everybody. Torres 14th. That was Matthias de Tige crossing the line there. Sorry, Stuart Musselwhite crossing the line. Matthias de Tige is still going round. He might have just started a lap, you know. But yeah, awesome driving from Miguel Freitas. That is very, very well deserved as well. So for the second week running, we've had the same car on pole twice. Week 1 it was Mark Woodhouse, and de Tige comes into the pits. So clearly that's not worked out for him. And it gives me great pleasure, or it should do in a second, to give you the grid in any moment. Then once again there in the bottom left of your screen, Matthias with his helmet. And his very shiny orange visor, so it suits the car that he's in as well, of course, which is black and orange. Seems that he's not too shy from that colour. Ben Thayens is apparently in the pit lane. There he is, in a very, very pretty car. Well, as soon as I say that, it disappears. Bye, Ben. I'll have to put some music on at this point. It's getting very, very quiet in here. Some very atmospheric music, isn't it? Let's get something a bit more lively on here. Okay. Second grid of the night there. Miguel Freitas and Lewis Ward on the front row. Mark Woodhouse in third place with Andrew Hopley alongside. So it's 2 Meraki cars against 2 Team Mad cars. Ben Thayens 5th. Jake Robertson in 6th. 7th is Edward May ahead of Matthias de Tige in 8th. Then it's Gregory Franks, Jeremy Hessels, Conor Parisi and Rashid Kassim rounding out top 12. Then it's McNally, Torres, Jacquelet, Chaussenet, Silkstone, Walker, Deemer and Clays. Interestingly, Carl Jacquelet there, the highest car in AM with Silkstone and Ryan Walker 2nd and 3rd. Then we've got Deemer, Clays, Malcolm, Delmont, Musselwhite, Cyrus. Then it's Newen, Fox, Denise, Hopley, Payne, Berg and Dean Timms. It's going to be a very, very interesting one this though. 25 more minutes of racing, of course, everybody. And just look at those front 2 rows then. You've got the 2 Team Mad cars on the right and you'll have the 2 Meraki cars on the left. What do we reckon then, everybody? What do we reckon? Team Mad against Team Meraki Racing. Who is going to win this down to turn 1? Are we going to see a lightning start from Freitas? Or is Ben Thayens going to come in and ruin the party? He is car 5, position 5. Jake Robertson could also be one to spoil the party too. So we'll have to see. We're only waiting for Jake Robertson and Conor Parisi. I think they're slightly trolling me. Jake Robertson goes to the grid. There we go. Okay. The music is off. The gloves are off. And round 4 for Season 2 of the Simracersworld TCR Series is go. Oh, it's a poor start by Ben Thayens after everything I said about him. Lewis Ward's done well. He's blocked off Woodhouse. Doesn't look like anything changes too much there, but Jeremy Hessels is dropping down the order. The 3 wide in the middle. Torres is on the outside. Hessels is in the middle. Oh, we had Jacquelet just down the inside there. He's the AM leader as well, so there can't be too much going on. Oh, it sounds like there's a car off at the back. Yep, there's a couple of guys around. Philip Hopley's in there. Dave Cyrus is involved. He's off the track also. A couple of guys getting caught up in that, but it's Miguel Freitas still leading, but Lewis Ward under pressure from Mark Woodhouse. And look at Edward May now with this train behind him. Sorry if the cameras flick around a bit much. It's a bit frantic trying to keep up with it all. Edward May and Jake Robertson nearly side by side out of there. Nearly a bit of contact. Looks like Jake's really trying to squeeze him over. What a fantastic view this is. I don't know why I didn't use these TV cameras before, but they're a bit far away from my liking. Jake all over the back of Edward. Oh, gives him a kiss on the rear. Edward's gone wide. I think Jake wanted to get on the brakes and let him back through. That is de Tige and Franks in there as well. Conor Parisi and, of course, championship leader Adam McNally. Side by side, Edwards had another tap there from Parisi, I think. That might be a slowdown penalty. Sideways for Gregory Franks. McNally wants to come through the middle as well and try this. Oh, Edwards got a slowdown. That's a nightmare. What a horrid first lap he's had. Alex Torres and some of the other boys going through there as well. Oh, Jacquelet and Torres making contact under brakes. I think Walker's in there as well. Vincent Chaussenet and, oh my, Steve Clay's in there as well. Wow, some of those boys getting very, very close quarters there. At the moment, it looks like Hopley and Cyrus are the only two that have really dropped down far, but Coming to the end of lap 1 then, Freitas leading the way. It's another Meraki car behind him this time. It's not Hopley, this time it's Ward, but Woodhouse and Ward are side by side. Sorry, Woodhouse and Hopley. Getting myself confused here. Down the straight, or the not so straight. Thayens comes into the pits. I think he might have damage. Or he might have jumped the start, got to slow down, not quite sure. Either way, Andy Hopley goes through into 3rd position over Mark Woodhouse. Wow, Jake Robertson's very late on the brakes. Insanely late on the brakes there from Jake. Not quite sure what he did. But that's not helped him or anyone around him. Parisi goes through. McNally goes through. But look at this for the lead, though. Lewis Ward trying to take the fight to Miguel Freitas. What do we reckon, chat? Do you reckon Lewis has got the man fruits to get the job done? We've got 23 minutes of the race to go. Ian Fox has got it right. It is tough to see past a win for Freitas. Update in the AM category as well. Carl Jacquelet leading that. Ryan Walker 2nd. Deema 3rd. Silkstone in 4th. Just for anyone that hasn't seen, by the way, the classes at the top there. The green strips on the left-hand side are for Pro, and the AM are blue, and that is Freitas running wide. And Lewis Ward takes the race lead. It's as simple as that, and Freitas has got to slow down. It's a Meraki 1-2 at the moment, then Hopley goes into 2nd. Freitas gets back on the racing line before Detij could do anything, but Lewis Ward is your new race leader, everybody. Well, maybe that was commentator's curse, maybe that was commentator's curse, Ian. You have to see, but Hopley now has Woodhouse and Freitas behind him, but only his teammate ahead, so Meraki looking like they could be on for some sort of win here if they try and work together. Detij in 5th, doing a great job at the moment. Got a really good battle behind Rashid Kasim. Oh, Steve Clays is off again. Oh, he's in the wall properly this time. Let's have a look at what happened to Clays. Side by side with Delmont. Oh, behind them was a big send on the brakes. Oh, Jacquelet was around there. I've missed that. Jacquelet has dropped down out of the lead of the class. That means Ryan Walker is now the AM class leader. Here's what happened to Clays. Oh, Deema on the brakes late, tries to get out of it, smacks into him. All 4 wheels off the ground for Clays. And into the pits he goes. I want to just have a quick look at what happened to Carl Jacquelet as well. I'm trying not to miss anything on here. I'm really sorry, but it's just we need to see. Oh, is he going to come into contact? Oh, down the inside, Vincent Chaussenet. Oh, Carl turned in for me there. Anyway, Lewis Ward still leads the way. Then you've got Hopley, Freitas. Woodhouse has now dropped down to 3rd. So Freitas clearly got the pace on his teammate. But Detij is there and waiting, ready for something to happen. Here's some more kick-off further down the order. One of the Excite cars, that's McNally, championship leader, has gone wide. He must have had a slowdown or something, because these guys have gone through. Kasim, oh, he's disappeared for a second. Hessel's down the inside, gets the job done. That will do nicely. Jake Robertson is now all over the back of McNally. Kasim reappears there in 9th position. But what a great race already. So much going on. And we're only 5 minutes in. We're only a 5th of the way through. Plenty of time for things to kick off even more. Wow, look at Jake Robertson on the brakes. I don't know how he got it turned in so well there on the brakes, but he doesn't quite make it stick. He's got the Spanish Inquisition behind him. Alex Torres is going to get a great run down this back straight now. Well, back straight, sort of straight, I don't know. Yeah, DePanton's got it right. Teams driving together. It is Meraki, Mad, and then Simracersworld and Simracersworld. Then Connor Parisi breaking the trend. What is Torres doing there? I think he might have had a slowdown, you know. Must have had a slowdown penalty. Just in front, Hessel's under pressure from Kasim. Walker then leading the AM class. And it looks like it's closed up between the 2 Meraki cars at the front of the field as well. We'll just have a quick look at what Hessels does through here. Bouncing around a bit, he's got Kasim right behind him. Kasim's going to try and go around the outside. Doesn't work. McNally sees an opportunity, goes down the inside. Now these cars are all white, black and blue, so forgive me, and the one behind as well. Clearly the colours of the series, despite the black and orange branding. Oh, Kasim loses it on the brakes. Into the wall. He lost it on the brakes. Clipped McNally. Nothing to do with McNally. And through he goes. Luckily, he didn't lose out from that, though, did the championship leader, so he's going to try and remain in the points for furthermore. Oh, it looks like Sebastian Deniz has had an off as well. Let's have a look at what happened here. Going up the hill. He's got the 246 car behind him. That is Dean Timms. Maybe he's got too much curb. Maybe he's just bounced the car. Oh, it says Rashid comes back on. Smacks into him. Maybe not the best place to rejoin for Rashid, but wow. That was a massive hit. You never want to see that. But here's your lead battle then, and I tell you what, even, I mean, this camera makes it look more spread out than it is, but it's not. Ryan Walker has just dropped down to 15th place overall. Fastest lap of the race by Andrew Hopley. He's really closing on his teammate here. He knows that Freitas is coming behind him, so they need to get a move on. You can see the menacing Team Mad car behind. Team Mad were raving about Miguel joining the series tonight, and I tell you what, they have good reason to. Ryan Walker and Adam Delmont having a bit of a fight further down the order. Here they are. Delmont in the Pro class, Walker in the AM class. He's leading the AM class at the moment. He just needs to be wary that he's not losing time to Lee Deemer behind him. Also close down the order, give him a bit of exposure, is the Excite cars here of Liam Silkstone and Dave Cyrus. 24th and 25th at the moment, with Carl Jacquelet and Andy Fox just in front. Oh, it sounds like someone went flying off the circuit there, not quite sure what happened. Oh, I think Andy Fox is having a connection issue or two. It's popping around all over the joint. Back to the front then, Lewis Ward still somehow keeping a bit of a gap over these guys. They seem to be going a bit quicker than him at the moment, but look at Freitas. Look at how under control that car looks. He has got this thing nailed, and I tell you what, I think he's going to have second place nailed in just a moment. He's closed so much on Andy Hopley. Well, the curbs are brutal. These cars do bounce around. Miguel, so smooth through there. Look how he comes off the steering lock to make sure he carries the momentum. He's not going to be behind Hopley for very long here. Oh, he's really revving it all the way out to the rev range. As a spectator, it does do strange things. Freitas fastest lap of the race, 1:53.3. And surely he's going to get the job done. Oh, there's a bit of contact into turn one. Hopley turns in, just touches the rear corner of Freitas' car, and it's put him off. Mark Woodhouse is going to go through now. And Matthias de Tige as well. Oh, Hopley has to get out of it. De Tige goes through. In the background, Parisi has got past Franks. And Lee Deemer has overtaken Ryan Walker for the AM class lead. Here's how it happened. There's Adam Delmont getting out of the way. Oh, there's a bit of a tap on the brakes though. Oh, Lee's off as well actually. They both go off the circuit. Oh, not sure what happened to Ryan there as he came back on. And then Lee goes through on the right. Not sure why Delmont's slowing down again. Maybe he got a slow down, not quite sure. There is the battle now then. Ryan's second in the class. And this battle's still going on. Parisi here, just ahead of de Tige. Sorry, Franks. Then Hessels, McNally and Robertson. As now, Hopley is trying to get back past de Tige. And yep, you're right, JJ, a lot of slowdowns here. It's a very harsh circuit for it. There's very little margins around here. It's a narrow track with a lot of curbs and runoff areas that it doesn't want you to take too much advantage of. Alex Torres and Edward May. Sorry, not Torres and May, it's Vincent Chaussenet and Edward May. Chaussenet and Chaussenet. In the Fury Sim Sport car. I really do like the look of that WRT Sport car. Very, very pretty. I'm a fan of an asymmetrical livery. As Hopley and Detige swap places. Hopley going through back into 4th. But you fanboys can still be happy because Lewis Ward is still leading this race. Just coming up to the halfway point. Oh no, Vincent Chassonet's gone off at turn 1. Rejoins slightly on the racing line. Let's have a look. Just as I was saying, it's a pretty car. Let's see what happens between Vincent Chassonet and Edward May. Oh, he's just a bit deep on the brakes into the side of Edward May. And the car goes around. Luckily, not too much of a big incident for him though, so he doesn't lose too much from it. Delmont and Walker still having a fight. Something tells me here that Adam Delmont is going to be helping out his teammate with this AM class. Oh, he squeezes Ryan. Ryan, what a save! What a save by Ryan Walker. That is the beauty of front-wheel drive, as Stephen DeWolf said before. But Delmont doing all the favours in the world here for Lee Deemer. Oh, and Ryan's overcooked it. He's going to go off and get a slowdown. But that was save of the day by Ryan Walker. Real shame though, because he's lost the lead in the AM class. He's got Dean Timms going past him as well now. Rashid Kasim's had a slowdown as well, and Vincent Chassonet's going to have all 3 of these boys. Freitas does the fastest lap of the race, a 1:53.2. Alex Torres has actually done the fastest Sector 1 out of anybody in this race so far. He did it on the last lap. That was noisy and completely unnecessary. Thank you, iRacing. Let's have a look at the gap. There is Freitas. Over halfway now. Looks like Lewis has sort of got this under control at the moment. Hessels and Franks are having a fight too. This is a great scrap as well. It's Parisi, Hessels, Franks, McNally, Robertson and Torres. What an awesome fight we've got going on here. McNally trying to push his way through here. He's 9th at the moment with the Union Jack on the roof. Parisi leads the way. Franks wants to get past Hessels. And McNally wants to get past Franks. We're looking at Hessels at the moment. Yeah, you're right, JJ. Lewis just needs to keep calm, stay under control. I'm going to keep my eye on the gap. As these boys all just follow each other around, try and make the most of every corner. Parisi seems to have a little bit of a buffer at the moment. The gap for Lewis Ward is 0.6 of a second over Miguel Freitas at the moment. It's staying very similar. Wow, all 4 wheels off the ground for Jeremy Hessels. Car hops up into the air. 32 people watching at the moment. Thank you everybody who has stuck around for this. Please do not forget to subscribe to Simracersworld TV. We've got plenty more of this championship coming up for you every Tuesday night with myself, Chaz Draycott. A lot of people know me as Chaslington. I'll be solo broadcasting the entire series. And I'm completely fine with that, because I love it. As we see Gregory Franks then putting the pressure on Hessels now. Franks goes to the outside. That's going to become the inside for turn 2. He gets out of it. Jeremy doesn't leave him very much room. And he has to fight another day. The gap now for the lead down to 0.4 of a second. And Parisi has been really caught up here by these boys because of the slipstream. You can see the lead battle just going through at the top of his shot a second ago. Hessels down the inside of Parisi. Parisi's got the inside from the next corner though. Oh, it bumps around. Maybe a bit of contact. And I tell you what, McNally has got through on Franks here. Oh, McNally runs a bit wide, taps Parisi. And through he goes. A little bit naughty. It wasn't on purpose by any stretch of the imagination, but he ran a bit wide. Still side by side between Hessels and McNally. Now Franks is down the inside, somehow doesn't make contact there with Parisi. Parisi lives to fight another day. He's going to have Jake Robertson in his ear telling him where to go and what to do, because those two are good friends. Oh, and there's sideways in front of them. That is going to be Jeremy Hessels. He comes back on in very flamboyant manner. Wow. Let's have a look at what happened there, because I'm pretty confident he didn't lose that on his own. McNally getting his elbows out. Really, really getting his elbows out. Let's have a look at what happens. He's on the way in. Oh no, he does do it himself. Wow. Big style. Big drift. Nice save, but not enough to keep your position, unfortunately. And now McNally is up into 6th position at the front of this train. And Parisi and Robertson behind. It's 0.2 of a second then for the race lead, with just under 8 minutes to go. Freitas makes his move. Down the straight, round the outside. Onto the brakes. Lewis Ward a little bit later. Doesn't let the car run deep, gets plenty of curb. I hope that's not a slowdown penalty, because it'd be a shame for the battle to get decided that way. And Lewis Ward maintains the race lead for now. And that was good racing, wasn't it? We might have to have a quick look back at this, because McNally still has these guys behind. It's Parisi, then Robertson, Torres and Franks having their own little battle. Parisi putting McNally under all sorts of pressure. He might want revenge for being bumped out of the way just a lap ago. I'll keep my eye on the gap for the lead, do not worry. Parisi down the inside. He's going to return the favour, surely. There he goes. Nice controlled move that by Parisi. I think McNally let him have that because he thought, yeah, you know what, we made contact last time, I didn't mean to. And I might have got the position unfairly, although he's coming back over. He's not giving him all the room in the world. Robertson's getting involved as well here. We've got more blue cars fighting with each other again. Parisi down the inside. Robertson goes to follow him through. Nice opportunistic stuff by Jake Robertson. Great dive down the inside. A little bit of rub in there with McNally. He's a bit sideways on turning. Oh, they both lose it. Jake loses the back end, gets into the side of McNally, and he's around. Oh, wow. Who is that in the rev match car? Oh, my goodness me. Someone comes flying through there. Of course, it'd be no one other than Steve Clays. What a drift that was from Steve. But that was a real shame for it to end that way between those boys. Jake seems to have got away with that quite well, to be honest. He's still in 7th place. But that's such a shame, man. We don't want contact, and, you know, it does happen. It's motorsport at the end of the day. But now Torres has Ranks and Hessels behind him, as Hessels takes quite a detour on the grass there. That's the wonderful front-wheel drive on slicks. It's close between Destige and Hopley. Hopley trying to come back from his little debacle earlier. Ward really, really close with these mad cars. You'll see it at the next camera. There they are, swarming him at the moment. Mark Woodhouse doing a great job staying in 3rd place. Nice controlled drive. The battle for 6th has spread out a bit now. The cars are all about half a second apart. Closest 2 cars on track are actually these pair. Rashid Kassim and Ryan Walker. 16th and 17th place. Kassim's not really been that quick this evening, unfortunately. Hoping that he can bounce back next time round. The new closest 2 cars on track are actually these guys now. Torres and Robertson, both are very flamboyant themselves, to be honest. Jake doing everything he can do at the moment, sitting in 7th position. We'll have a look at the gains so far. 12 places gained by Dean Timms. He is the biggest mover in the field at the moment. Fantastic effort, that is. 9 places gained for Adam Delmont as well. So very well done, boys. Dean Timms 3rd in the AM category as well. Get your words out, Charles. 3rd in the AM category at the moment as well. But yes, as Ian says, 4 minutes. Just 4 minutes for Lewis Ward to hold on to his race lead. And it would be the first win of the season for Meraki Racing. We can hear a little turbo flutter there, a little bit of a turbo flutter. It's always a nice sound, isn't it? That's what we want. So we will look back to the front and see how they're cracking on. So Lewis Ward still leading the way, doing a fine job. He's coping with the pressure a lot more than I would. I wouldn't be anywhere near these boys, to be honest with you. Absolutely nowhere. Freitas trying to put the pressure on though. He's trying to put the nose down the inside just to show him he's there. Just to fake it into a move, just to say, look, I am chasing you. Jake Robertson and Alex Torres have swapped places. So a quick look at that. Oh, wow. Jake pushing Alex. saying, get out of my way, son. Oh, I think Alex has lost it and put it in the wall, you know. Where's he gone? Oh no, that's not good. Whoa. Hessels would have had the scare of his life there. That car may be white, black and blue, but I bet some part of it's were brown in that situation. Let's have a quick look at what happened here, because... Oh, Torres puts it down the inside, pushes Jake. Oh, more contact on exit. How they both stayed on there, I don't know. Franks thinks, nah, I ain't getting involved in that. Jake clearly not happy, pushes Alex. Tries to keep away from the wall. Oh, the back end just clips the wall. These cars really don't turn on the grass, and then, oh, Hessels gets the scare of his life. These two are now closer together again. Just over 2 minutes to go now in this race. And it's looking safe for the guys on the podium, but Hopley has got past Detige and needs to try and hold on. But it's very close to the race lead, and here is Miguel Freitas once again. Down the straight, tries it again, just another go at trying to get this move done on Lewis Ward. He turns in, oh, they nearly make contact, and you know what, I think Freitas has got that done, surely. Now Ward's going to be on the inside, they're still side by side around there. Maybe a bit of kissing wing mirrors. Mark Woodhouse is going to try and help his teammate through. You can just see in the background as well, Hopley having a bit of a scrap too. I think Freitas might have it. Lewis Ward carries the speed round the corner though, beautiful stuff. He's got to be very careful now, because if he starts defending, Woodhouse could pop through and make just the most opportunistic of moves, although Woodhouse has dropped off quite a bit there. Hope he's put enough fuel in it, because in pre-season testing he ran out of fuel on the last lap after winning the whole thing, leading the whole thing. Still side by side, great racing from these pair. Really respectful stuff. Freitas, you can see him just sort of feinting to the outside a little bit, just to make sure that he gives Lewis the room. He doesn't want contact, he wants to win this fairly. I think we might just get one more lap after this one. Don't think there's a minute of the lap to go. Oh, Woodhouse makes a mess there. He's definitely not going to get the win unless these two have an incident. But Lewis Ward is driving brilliantly. Freitas just trying to put every single bit of pressure under. Oh, Lewis is out of shape. He's got the save, but is he going to get a slowdown for that? I don't know whether Miguel made contact with the back of him, but Woodhouse has gone through into second. I don't think Lewis had a slowdown there. Meanwhile, Hopley still holds on to fourth place. We're going to get another lap. I think Freitas backed out of pure respect there, just as Stephen DeWolf says. So much respect between these boys. I'd like to think there sort of was a bit of contact, and that's why Miguel backed out, but we'll see. One lap to go then. 10 seconds on the clock before we could have wrapped it up there. So let's hope there's enough fuel in it. We are going to stick with this battle till the end. Lewis gets it nice and under control in turn one. Woodhouse, the car really sliding around there. More onboards just because of the sound. It's beautiful. Bit of a pop and bang on the overrun. We all love it, don't we? I love it, can you tell? But this is a fantastic drive so far from Lewis Ward. He should be very pleased with himself. Hopley seems to have put a gap on Detige. Look at Freitas there, just poking his nose out behind Mark Woodhouse. What do we think, everyone? Do we think that Ward's done enough? The back end looks loose on that car, but then again it does on Woodhouse's as well. If Lewis manages to hold on to this, well, no matter who wins this, I want a lot of claps in chat for whoever wins this one. Oh, Woodhouse has gone very late on the brakes, nearly hits the back of Lewis. Very close to the back of him there, that was unbelievable. That could have been race ending, that, but Lewis managed to keep it under control. Whoa. There's another code brown. Over the curbs they go, hopefully no slowdown penalties. Gets on the throttle, Freitas trying to put the pressure on, now he's in second. The tyres are definitely gone, these cars are sliding around a hell of a lot. Can he do it? 2 corners to go. Ward leads the race. Freitas, he's defending the inside. He doesn't really need to. I think he might have it done, but can the slipstream come into effect here? Freitas tries to carry the speed. He runs wide, though. And it looks like it's going to be done. It certainly is. Lewis Ward, ladies and gentlemen, claps in chat for Lewis. Takes the win. Round 4 of the Simracersworld TCR series. Great pressure from Freitas and Woodhouse. Andy Hopley's going to finish 4th ahead of Matthias de Tige. Connor Parisi beats home Jake Robertson and Gregory Franks just behind. Good result for those boys. Jeremy Hessels finishes 9th with Edward May in 10th. Very well done. Adam McNally, championship leader. Car 11, position 11. Alex Torres finishing in 12th place there as well. Lee Diemer is going to take his 2nd win of the night and 3rd win in a row in the AM category. Fantastic driving by Lee Diemer. If that's not a way to prove that you're a pro, not an AM, then I don't know what is. Ryan Walker finishing 2nd in class there, just ahead of Rashid Kasim. 3rd place in the AM category is going to go to Dean Timms after a great drive through the field. Just showing you the gains on the left-hand side there. 12 places gained. Nice work from him. But what a great race that was. Another fantastic race under our belts. Dave Cyrus has crossed the line in 23rd place. Thies van den Berg, he finishes this one, albeit in 27th place. But I tell you what, there's someone that I really want to speak to after that one. And it is Lewis Ward. But, oh, well, thank you very much, Thies, for the stylish finish. That looked brilliant, didn't it not? Thank you very much for the comment on the commentary, Ian. Really do appreciate that, mate. I hope you have enjoyed the show, everybody. It's been absolutely awesome fun again. And some incredible racing. What a brilliant series we've got so far. Don't you agree? It's been absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. So, in just a moment, we should have the results from the race for you. They will pop up on the screen. Pop up in the screen in a moment. Well, we're not going yet. We've got some interviews to do yet. Do hang around. We will speak to some of the drivers once we get the results on screen for you. Just going to give you the overall race results there. Lewis Ward wins the race from Miguel Freitas and Mark Woodhouse. Great podium that as well, with Meraki 1st and 4th, Andrew Hopley 4th place, Matthias de Tige 5th ahead of Connor Parisi, Jake Robertson, Gregory Franks and Jeremy Hessels with Edward May rounding out the top 10. What a great top 10 as well. Adam McNally finishes 11th in car 11 as I said. Alex Torres finishes 12th ahead of Adam Delmont in 13th. Lee Diemer wins the AM category for the 3rd race in a row, 2nd race tonight out of 2. Vincent Charcenet finishes 15th ahead of Ryan Walker in 16th. Rashid Kasim 17th and Scott Malcolm in 18th position there. The 19th, Dean Timms, great drive by him, 12 places gained. Hats off to Dean. Sebastian Diniz 20th, Carl Jacquelet 21st with Khan Newen in 22nd. Dave Cyrus, Stuart Musselwhite, Andy Fox, Philip Hopley, Thies van den Berg, who we saw there, with Ben Thayens in 28th. 29th, Andrew Payne. 30th, Steve Clays. And 31st is Liam Silkstone. So I'm just going to do the wonderful thing now of trying to check if we have anybody in the interview waiting room, and we don't. That's very upsetting, isn't it? Nobody ready for an interview, not even Lewis Ward. No Lewis Ward about. I'm just wondering, because I have admin rights in this server, I can do whatever I want. So you know what? We're gonna bring him in and have a word with him anyway. I hope he's there. Miguel, are you there, my friend?
Yes, I'm here.
He is, ladies and gentlemen. Miguel, that was an absolutely awesome performance, mate. You should be very pleased with tonight. How did you feel it went from your point of view?
It was an amazing evening, to be honest. I wasn't expecting to be fighting for the win on my first meeting event. So that was awesome. First race was chillier than the second. On the second, I was fighting for my life and still ended up second.
Yeah, it looked like the tyres went off near the end there. Was it a bit of a struggle on the last few laps?
Yeah, the track was really warmer than the first race, and I was abusing the tyres to catch up to the leader. So by the end, I had no tyres left.
Yeah, it was certainly looking like that was the case for you, Lewis, and Mark. What was the sort of the comms like between you and Mark? Were you shouting at each other the whole way, or was it quite calm?
It was quite calm. At first it was like, okay, if you don't make a mistake, I will stay behind you. But as soon as you put a wheel off the track, I will go for it.
Yeah,
and that's why we were exchanging position.
Yeah, it's good teamwork that way. You know, you don't want to be putting pressure on each other that far into a race, especially when you're chasing for the lead, because I mean, you'll probably agree as well. Lewis drove a great race defensively, didn't he?
Yeah, it wasn't possible to get around him.
Well, it's a bit disorientating as well with that car, because it's a very, very bright yellow, isn't it?
Yes, but I'm used. Team Med used to use the yellow color on the car, so I'm used to that.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. I remember trying to race you guys. I actually mentioned one of our little battles that we had a while ago in the World GT Championship on the stream as well. It seems like years ago now, but you know, it's good to see you doing well in the league, mate. Are you going to be around for next week as well?
Yes, hopefully I will be around for all the races until the end of the season.
Cracking stuff. That's what we want to see, mate. We want to see you up there in the title fight, of course. Next time round, we've actually got a 2-week break now until we go to Snetterton. Is that a track that you're particularly fond of?
No, probably one of the tracks that I have the least amount of practice on, so I need to up my game there.
Well, at least you've got the week off, I suppose. I bet you're probably quite grateful for that, aren't you?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it was good to speak to you, mate. And is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before you go?
The whole team and all the sponsors. It's what makes this possible. So yeah, shout out. If you want to see the sponsors, look at my car. It's all on the roof. I can't remember them all.
Love it, mate. Well, very well done tonight, mate. It's great to see you get back-to-back poles and, of course, a win in a second. It doesn't really get much better than that. And we will speak to you at Snetterton, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, yes.
Thanks very much, mate. See you soon.
See you.
Miguel Freitas there. Humble in victory. Very, very good lad. Very, very good indeed. And I'm just looking to see if there's anybody else, but you know what? There's nobody coming in for an interview, bad luck of it, I'm afraid. So you'll have to just watch these images of the wonderful Team Mad cars together. But of course, Lewis Ward, your race winner this evening. And I realised that last time I did have it in slow-mo like this, just so we can hear it and, you know, hear drivers over one another. And me, of course. Put the music back on. But once again, we've had a fantastic evening. It's been awesome, really awesome. Thank you, of course, to Ian Roots, Andy Hopley for organising the league, everyone at Simracersworld TV and Simracersworld overall, and of course for getting me in as well. I've been your host, Chaz Draycott, this evening, known to a lot of you as Chazlington. As you heard in the interview there, we've got a week off now, so the next round will be in 2 weeks' time at Snetterton, where we will have 2 more races for you, 25 minutes each. And I cannot wait, personally. So hopefully we'll see you there. Thanks very much, everyone. Have a good night.